Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another video. Today I have the first release of my own 2023 recruiting rankings. We'll be starting out with the quarterbacks and I'll be doing a top 10 for them. For other position groups such as running back, receiver, tight end, etc., it'll be a top 5. Before I get things started, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this kind of content. Now let's get into it with my top quarterbacks in the class of 2023. At 10A, I have a tie at number 10, but at 10A we have Austin Novosad. He's headed to Oregon next year. Novosad is a 6'3", 190-pound quarterback from Texas. Frame-wise, he's in a very good spot and has a lot of room for growth. He has all of the intangibles and awareness to someday be a great Power 5 quarterback. On the run, he can make very difficult throws look easy. My only knock on him would be his mechanics. He sometimes takes very long windups to throw the ball deeper down the field. I think as he gets stronger, though, those mechanics will come into motion. I have him inside the top 10 because of what he can be in a couple years down the line. Then at 10B, I have Eli Holstein. He's headed to Alabama, playing for Nick Saban. Holstein is a 6'4", 225-pound quarterback from Louisiana who's going to be playing for Alabama. As I said, I expect him to be a long-term option for the Tide in a couple years. He's one of the bigger quarterbacks in this class and has a great frame to build upon. Reading the Elite 11 reports, he really stood out there among some other great quarterbacks. He has great velocity on his passes and excels within the 20-yard range. He has the ability to throw deep, but mechanically, he may not be there yet. Just like Novosad, I rank him more as a potential and high upside player than what he is right now. Coming in at number 9, I have J.J. Cole, the Iowa State commit. J.J. is a 6'6", 230-pound quarterback from Iowa. Physically, Cole will enter college ready to play right away. I mean, when you see 6'6" or 6'7", you think, well, is he strong enough? Well, he's also 230 pounds already, so he'll be ready to compete and play early on in college. Arm talent-wise, Cole was very impressive back in the spring and over the summer. At every camp, you saw him in the conversations for the alpha dog, and rightfully so, he performed very well. He definitely has the ability to throw on the run, but at 6'6", if he can develop that pocket awareness early on and read defenses as a true freshman, there's no doubt he'll compete from day one for that starting job, especially given he'll likely be the most physically gifted kid in that quarterback room at Iowa State. At number 8, we have Avery Johnson. He's headed to Kansas State. Johnson is a 6'2", 180-pound quarterback from Mays, Kansas. One of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the country. He has a great frame to add good weight, and you pair that with his athleticism, you can see the potential there. Former basketball player, he has everything going for him in that department. You think of what the modern-day quarterback in college football and the NFL is coming to. Big, dual-threat quarterbacks with strong arms leading their offenses. Think of guys like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, even Joe Burrow. When he wants to take off, he can extend plays. He's not a dual threat. But having the ability to run and be a smart runner, know where to go, that's huge, and Avery Johnson has that ability. I do think there are times he leaves the pocket just a little early because he likes to run so much, but I have him at 8, given his overall athleticism and the frame that he has to grow into. His best football is definitely ahead of him. Number 7, we have Jaden Rashada. He is currently not committed. Remember, he just announced that Florida letting him go of his letter of intent. It looks like he's taking a visit to Arizona State, so we'll see what happens there. But Jaden Rashada is a 6'4", 175-pound quarterback. Once again, we have another quarterback who has a great frame, but hasn't grown into it yet. I'm very high on where he can be in a year or two. Arm talent-wise, he stands out, and it's definitely his most impressive attribute. He has the ability to move around in the pocket and extend plays, but staying in the pocket and ripping the ball down the field is where he's going to make his money someday. He gets the ball out very fast and makes up his mind faster than the average quarterback. The saying great quarterbacks can throw the receivers open, that would fit very well with Jaden Rashada. If he can grow into his frame and get developed at a high level, the sky's the limit for this kid. Coming in at number 6, we have Christopher Vezina. He's headed to Clemson. Vezina is a 6'3", 215-pound quarterback. When you watch the NFL, you see quarterbacks throwing sidearm passes or back foot lobs down the sideline. That's exactly what you have here in Vezina. He's a quarterback that can create and do his own thing when the play breaks down. On the physical side of things, he's everything you want in a quarterback coming out of high school. Just like J.J. Cole, he'll be physically ready day one to start practicing and learning behind Cade Klubnik. Remember, Cade Klubnik, he finished the year very well at Clemson. He was a former 5-star quarterback. So just adding more competition to the room, definitely going to better themselves. I really like what Vezina can be once the season starts, and if he gets an opportunity in the spring game, which he should, it'll be very interesting to watch him and Cade Klubnik kind of go back and forth. Definitely something to keep an eye on, not for the starting job, but just see how Vezina develops over the course of his freshman season. Coming at number 5, and before I start the top 5, I just want to say these top 5 quarterbacks all have an argument to be 1, 2, or 3. This is probably the best quarterback class we've seen in recent memory coming out of high school. A lot of very talented kids. There's an argument also that there's 5 quarterbacks in like the top 7 or 8 players in the entire class, regardless of position. So I just wanted to put that out there. And at number 5, I have Malachi Nelson, the USC commit. He's a 6'3", 185-pound quarterback from California. He's been a long-time USC commit, and he's going to be playing his college ball for Lincoln Riley. When you see Malachi, you may think he's too slim to be playing quarterback, but just like Jaden Rashada, the frame is there for him to add mass and overall strength. Aside from the 6'3" frame, arm talent-wise, he's incredibly gifted. He can make all the throws, whether it's from the pocket or on the move. He's in the argument for being the most natural passer in the country. The ball comes out of his hand very smoothly, and there's very little wasted motion. That was one of the first things I noticed when I first watched Malachi Nelson. When he goes to throw or decides to just let it loose, that ball's coming out fast, it's coming out smooth, no wasted motion, getting the ball to his playmakers. And he's going to be learning from Caleb Williams next year. Then once 2024 comes around, I expect him to be the starter, outright starter. It's going to be his year for him to perform at a very high level. At number 4, I have Arch Manning. He's headed to Texas. Arch stands at 6'4", 215 pounds. He's from the state of Louisiana. The first thing I'll say about Arch is he was literally given the ability to play quarterback, I think, hence his last name. I just wish he went to more camps and events like these other top players. I have him at number 4 because he didn't go out and challenge the best of the best at these camps, whether it was Elite 11 or the 7-on-7 circuit. He wasn't there. We never saw him. I also think his competition may have been lower than some of these other quarterbacks. Setting all that aside, though, this kid can play at a very high level. I see a lot of Joe Burrow in him. He has the requisite size you want at the position. Mechanically, it looks like he's already where you want him to be. The ball's coming out as smoothly as it can, just like Malachi Nelson. No wasted motion, fast release. He also might have the best release when standing in the pocket. He doesn't really like to move or throw on the run, but he's capable. When he's in the pocket, that's probably when he's the most comfortable. Like we've seen with Bryce Young, pocket awareness can be your best weapon. I think Arch possesses great awareness and can create and throw guys open when things break down. At number 3, we have Jackson Arnold, the Oklahoma commit. Standing at 6'1", 205 pounds, Jackson Arnold, he's everything you want in a quarterback. The Gatorade National Player of the Year, has one of the best senior seasons that we've ever seen, competitive-wise, I guess. Maybe not statistically, but the competition he played, what he was doing out there, his rise through the rankings, absolutely incredible. And out of all the quarterbacks in the class, Arnold probably played the best competition down at Guyer in Texas. This kid has it all. Great velocity, good short area quickness while in the pocket. When you turn on the tape, first thing you notice is that he understands the position much more than the average high school quarterback. Creating in the pocket is one thing, but Arnold has a sixth sense of how to use the defense against themselves. The best example of this is when teams were blitzing him in the Texas high school playoffs. He'd set a blitzer up. He'd know they're coming just to evade him and find the open guy. Like almost setting them up. Like if he saw a corner blitz coming, he'd stand there, let the guy get close, spin out to the left, throw it to a wide open guy. Just go back and watch some of his highlights or just clips in general from the playoffs this past season. He did that a lot, and that's a big reason why he climbed up so many rankings. Just that sixth sense of knowing what to do when someone's blitzing, what to do in the pocket. Very good. And the sky's the limit for this kid in Norman. I expect a big career out of him. Jeff Levy at the OC. Obviously, Dylan Gabriel's coming back, but heck, why not learn from him? And then after that, it'll all be Jackson Arnold's team. At 1B, I have a tie for number 1, but at 1B, we have Dante Moore, the UCLA commit. Dante Moore is a 6'3", 215-pound quarterback from Detroit, Michigan. There may not be a better leader in the class of 2023. Talk about intangibles. This kid has like none other. He walks around with a swagger, but in a humble manner. The best example of this was the All-American Bowl just a couple weeks ago. He won't say it or show it, but how he plays and carries himself, he knows he's the best, and he plays just like the best. 4-year starter at Detroit King, he's played a lot of ball, and I think that's very valuable. Dante can make all the throws, and he can do so from any angle or spot in the field. Over the summer, he played at the highest level at all the major camps. He may not have won awards, but his performances across the board, like his floor for his performances, were higher than most people's ceilings. Like, it was just incredible to watch. He doesn't aim his throws, but can pinpoint and drop the ball wherever he wants. You put the work ethic, arm ability, and leadership all together. That's what makes Dante one of the best prospects in this class and why I have him at a tie for number 1. The other player I have at number 1 is Nico Iamaleava. Sorry if I butchered his name, but he's headed to Tennessee, and this kid has been at the top of my board for quite some time now. Standing at 6'5", 205 pounds, Nico has been at the top of the recruiting rankings, whether it's 247 on 3, ever since he stepped foot in high school. He has the best arm in the class. The velocity on his throws is the highest I've seen in a couple of cycles. Nico also has a huge arm, and he's always been a taller kid who can throw rockets anywhere on the field. But he's also developed very well and can now control that velocity and that arm strength and put good touch on his passes. This has been evident over his senior season. He can also take off and run at a high level for a guy his size. And what makes him so hard to defend and why he's so good is he can stretch the field sideline to sideline. He can throw it 50-plus yards, but he can extend plays with his legs. That's just a nightmare to guard. And under Josh Heupel, he's only going to get better. He's a great leader, and he can connect very well with players on and off the field. I think we all saw that when he committed to Tennessee, what that did to their class. He helped build that 2023 class, and they're not done yet. Going ahead to 2024, too, he's only going to help this program. And I cannot wait to watch him up at Tennessee. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about these quarterbacks. And let me know who your top quarterback in the class of 2023 is. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.